Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be tuning Matt's E60 with MHD's flasher tuner for Android. Here's a look at the application. We're gonna go through a step-by-step for the most part, showing how to tune the car. Unfortunately, the only thing Matt really has on his car right now is a cold air intake, so we are only gonna be able to do stage 1, but we're gonna put out some more power, and we will let you guys know the results and show you the process of how to do this. Couple things to start. You can use a standard K+DCAN cable, which we are going to use. It's going to plug in through the phone from USB-C to USB to the DCAN cable into the car, or MHD makes a quick flash Wi-Fi module that goes right into the OBD2 port if you want quicker flashing for the initial flash. Another thing, and I can't stress this enough, make sure you guys have your car on some sort of battery tender. It takes a long time to flash it, and you do not want your DME to be bricked, because then you'll be sad and have a very messy situation on your hand. So let's get started.
All right guys, so here's a quick overview of the app. Right now we're in codes, so this can read all the DME codes, so let's click that. The OBD2 is all hooked up and everything, and the car is in position 2 right now.
With a battery tender connected, very important.
Yes. So right here you can see no active codes, and I have a shadow code for torque request, and then you can see a bunch of other checks it does, and you can even clear the codes. We're just going to leave it for now. There's nothing major. Alright, so next is going to be the monitor section, which is up here. So with this app, you can do data logging, which we've actually already done a little bit of that, just to make sure the engine's in healthy condition before we start tuning it. So this is one of the functions that you have to pay for. It's $79 or $69. It's not too expensive, and it's really helpful for your N54. So what we did was the auto logging. So it connects and it brings up a set of gauges, but this is a real-time gauge layout. So what it can also do is auto data log. So in a safe location, we're gonna make sure that you always obey the speed limit and traffic laws. So in a safe location, you put it in 3rd gear and at a low RPM, and you do a full throttle pull, and then you go up a gear, and then you let off, and it'll record it, and it automatically downloads it into your Android files, and then you can open it with this data zap, and you can view all the data, and it's really helpful, and there's a full guide online that we can also link in the description. So I mentioned the data zap, so we're going to look into that a little bit more later on the actual computer, but just an overview is you can easily upload your files from the Android files to data zap straight from the phone when you have Wi-Fi, and then you can view them on a computer, and it gives you a lot of good information. So next we're going to go over to tune. And these are all the options you have for flashing. So you have the license store. You do have to buy each license, although scanning and the code section is free. So that'll be good. Alright, so we're going to have to go into the licenses store, and then it's going to show us what license we have. I already have the monitor module so that we can make sure the engine was in good condition. So first we have to get the flasher module, and then you're just going to go through Google Play, and it'll charge whatever you have your Google Play set up through. Alright, so I went inside on Wi-Fi and bought the flasher module and the stage 1 pack, and it's the same process for each. You just click purchase, and then it'll bring you through the purchasing process through Google. So you can see the licenses right here: flasher, monitor, and the stage 1 maps pack. So now we'll go back, flash an MHD map, and we are going to do the stage 1 93. So let's do some exhaust variable, just a little bit.
And this part is more preferences. It's not something you need to do. That's also going to reduce some of the cold cold start noise will make the car a little quieter.
And let's do a linear throttle map. I don't have any turbo wastegate rattle.
And there's also kick down, which is another thing to disable the kick down if you're kind of on it and still in power, and the DME will, or sorry, the transmission will usually kick down to the next gear, and it's not something necessarily you want.
Let's do that one too. Alright, so it's kind of a pain to adjust these sliders, but I was able to do it. I also have OEM catted downpipes. I do not have aftermarket downpipes, so I'll have to check that one too.
So if you have OEM cats, make sure you check that off.
Alright, so now we can go back, and right here, full right.
Looks like it's connected, doing its thing, preparing the DME.
This could take a while, so you really do need a battery tender. We have one plugged into the car, so we should be all set. This could take up to 40 minutes.
Make sure also, it says this here, turn off your headlights, turn off your climate control, because all that stuff does drain the battery. Make sure that your tablet or phone, whatever you're using that's running Android, make sure it has enough battery to tune the car. And like Matt said, battery charger definitely recommended. And right there you can see 35 minutes. I know if you use the car's making some noise. I know if you use MHD's Wi-Fi flasher, it can cut some of these times in half. I don't know how accurate that is, but that is definitely one thing I've heard, and they claim it on their website, so I definitely do believe that. But we are using a DCAN cable just because I had one kicking around and it was free. So we're gonna let this run and we'll come back probably halfway through and then at the end.
Alright guys, so it finished, and here it says turn off ignition and then wait 30 seconds. So as you can see, no lights are on. I did turn off the ignition and it's been over 30 seconds. Let's hop in the car, start it up, see what happens. Took a second to start because it did drain the battery a lot, but we're not getting any crazy lights or anything. Looks good. If you're wondering what the noise was, that was a garage door opening, so we don't die. We'll come back to you once we take it out for a drive.
So we're going for our first drive right now to just check out the power.
Still cold, so we're gonna let it warm up for a second. All right, so we are in second gear at 2,000 RPM. Let's do a pull. Full throttle.
Woo! It definitely feels faster.
Yeah, it does.
So what are we pushing right now for horsepower with the stage one?
We're not too sure because we don't have a dyno, but it should be around 60 horsepower gain, so around 360.
And this is just with a simple tune, nothing else. No front mount intercooler, no blow off valve, no downpipe, just a dual cone air intake, and it helps the turbos breathe a little more.
You don't even need that for the stage one.
One other thing to note that Matt reminded me of is the first tune is the first flash is the only one that takes the 35 minutes. The other ones after that, when you add basically just the burbles and stuff, you want to add it after the fact, does not change, does not take that long. So that will conclude today's video of tuning Matt's 535 XI. It's a 2008 E60 with the N54 motor. Today what we did is we did a stage 1 tune and then we bumped it up to a stage 1 plus, and it's pushing out 390 horsepower. Obviously that's not to the wheels, but it's basically more than double PSI of what the turbos push out, so that is a huge increase. The car pulls like a freaking freight train. It is super quick. We're not done here. We're definitely looking for more mods and trying to push more power out of this N54, motor. As many of you guys know, it is a very capable motor, so we're still trying to do that. If you guys want to check out this tune, I'll link it in the description below for MHD. I think it's one of the best tunes on the market, only because it's super easy to use. You can use it on any Android tablet, so it's really cool. So definitely check that out in the description. That is all we have for today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Subscribe for more BMW content, specifically the BMW E46 and the BMW E60. Thank you guys.